What I want to do today in this video is compare and contrast the used car market to the used house market. Now, I realize that the term used car market is much more popular and in use than used house market. Usually we just simply talk about houses that are on the market and houses that have been sold and pre-built houses or new built houses. We don't usually use the term used house market. But for purposes of illustration, as we compare and contrast these two markets, it helps to understand the different markets that we have in housing and comparing that to the used car market, because we're used to the differing markets in the used car market. So let's take a look at each of these. In the used car market, let's take an example. Let's say you have a used car and you want to trade it in. We're used to this kind of transaction. You know, what happens when you want to trade in your car? You take it to the dealer and they take it in as-is condition. Regardless of what's wrong with it, they're going to give you a price to trade that car in, and then you're going to buy another one, or they're going to give you credit, or they're going to give you cash, or whatever the deal is. And when you trade that in, you may have the check engine light on, you may have bald tires in that car, there may be a tear in the driver's seat, a cracked windshield, and the air in that thing is anything but cold. It blows out hot air. And what's going to happen? They're going to take it. And they're going to give you a trade-in price of, again, we're just making this up, but let's assume $3,495. And then what is the dealer going to do with that car? They're going to take your former used car and they're going to turn it into dealer showroom condition. What does that mean? Well, where the check engine light was on when you traded it in, they're now going to fix it so that light is off. They're going to take the bald tires and put on brand new tires. They're going to take the tear in the driver's seat and they're going to recondition it so it's repaired. They're going to take the cracked windshield and put in a new windshield. The hot AC is now going to blow ice cold AC. And then they're going to throw that into their dealer showroom and sell it for $6,995. In other words, they took the trade-in over here, they reconditioned it, they gave you an as-is price with all of these conditions, they fixed the conditions, and then they marked it up to a retail market price. So we're very used to this. You have the dealer retail price and the used car trade-in price. And even though we don't talk about it as much, the reality is exactly the same in the housing market. Let's take a look at this. In the used house market, as I'm calling it, let's start on the other end as we go through this illustration. Let's say your former house is now fully rehabbed with modern updates. Okay, this is like the dealer showroom equivalent of your car. This is now the dealer showroom equivalent of your house, right? It is completely modernized, updated, and rehabbed. This house has new architectural shingles on the roof, new stainless steel appliances, luxury vinyl flooring, a new HVAC system, new energy efficient windows, new paint throughout, appropriate colors for the modern age, two tones and separate trim and you know, the works. And now this is going to go on the retail market at a retail price, what we call the ARV, the after repaired value. And this is the price that when you look at Zillow or other Redfin or Realtor.com and you say, you know, you get an estimate of what a house might be worth. This is what they're basing that estimate on, that the house is at dealer showroom condition quality. But not every house starts there. Your house and others like yours often start in an as-is condition. It's like the trade-in of the car. There's an old roof that's shingles are curling up, the old shingles, old appliances, old carpet, green, carpet, old flooring. The heat and air is completely outdated. It needs to be replaced. Old windows, they're not energy efficient, and old paint. And all this is very common. Probably the majority of houses are more like this than this. But we all recognize that just as in the car market, there are two different kinds of cars and two different kinds of price points for that same car. The same is true with houses. There's the dealer showroom condition of a house, and then there's the trade-in condition of a house. And the price over here, you wouldn't expect to be the same as the price over here. This just makes sense. It's just like the car market. When we looked over here at the car, this price is not the same as this price. The trade-in price is not the same as the retail market price. Now, why? Why is it not the same? Because all of this work has been done to take care of these issues. And the same thing happens over here. An investor or a new buyer can take the trade-in house and they can take time, 6 months to a year or more. They can take money, all the money invested in all these supplies that are now going through inflation. The prices have gone through the roof, no pun intended here. And they take the risk. The house is vacant. There's no telling, whether the market's going to shift and now the price is going to go down. But the point is, they take all of this, they fix it, they bring it to dealer showroom condition, and you would expect the price to be different. So hopefully that helps you to understand just the difference between the trade-in as-is price of a house versus the retail market after repair value of a house, and why you might see one price online that is just a algorithm that's guessing what a house in its fixed up condition would be worth versus the actual condition that the house is in. So when we talk to you about your house, we would need to come and we would need to take a look at what needs to be done and give you an idea of what we see based on the market price. If all of this is done, we take what we think the market would bear for a house in its after repair condition. We subtract all of the repairs that are needed, and the time value of money, the investment cost of the money going into the repairs, calculating the risk, and then of course we're operating as a business, so all of that is calculated in, and you get a final trade-in price. So if you have any questions about this, contact us at the site, and we'll be glad to answer any questions you have. Thank you.